After teaching Hindi to many Hindi learners from different countries for many years, I have noticed that there are a few common mistakes which Hindi learners make again and again. These mistakes are completely logical, but yet they are being made because they directly translated from their own language. So in this video, let's see a few of these common mistakes which are repeated by my students. So the first common mistake which I frequently notice in my students is they say, मैं खुशी हूँ. They actually want to say, मैं खुश हूँ, which means I'm happy. So happy is an adjective and the equivalent in Hindi is khush and not khushi. Khushi means happiness. So when you're happy about something, then you say, मुझे खुशी है. So I have happiness. So when you want to say I'm happy, people have to say मैं खुश हूँ and not मैं खुशी हूँ. The next common mistake which I notice is students say मैं सकता हूँ या मैं सकती हूँ. They actually want to say I can do or I can do something. But in Hindi, you have to say what you can do. You cannot just independently use sakta hu, yeah, I can or I cannot. So you have to say, if you want to say like, I can write, मैं लिख सकता हूँ. I can read, मैं पढ़ सकता हूँ. So can cannot be independently used as sakna in Hindi. It needs a primary verb root to explain what you can do. So you either say, मैं पढ़ सकती हूँ, मैं लिख सकती हूँ, मैं खाना बना सकती हूँ. In Hindi, lagna is a very versatile verb. It can be used in different meanings, in different contexts, and in different ways. So when a Hindi learner begins to learn lagna, he or she tries to use lagna in their Hindi sentences everywhere. But lagna has to be used in a proper structure, otherwise it may become incorrect. One student wants to say, I like tea. He says, मुझे चाय लगता है. But the right sentence would be, मुझे चाय अच्छी लगती है. So lagna, it cannot independently express that you like tea. It has to have an adjective, अच्छी लगती है, which agrees with chai. So मुझे चाय अच्छी लगती है. Be it a man or a woman, when you say I like tea, it would be मुझे चाय अच्छी लगती है. If a student wants to say I like Indian food, he or she says मुझे भारतीय खाना अच्छा लगता है. Now it is अच्छा लगता है because it agrees with khana, which is masculine. The next common mistake which I notice among my students repeatedly is they say मैं नहीं भूल जाता हूँ. They actually want to say I don't forget. But the correct sentence would be मैं नहीं भूलता or मैं भूलता नहीं हूँ. Because in Hindi, when you have a negative word nahi, you don't emphasize it with a compound verb jana. The equivalent of to forget in Hindi is bhulna. The verb itself is bhulna. So when you use jana, you're emphasizing the fact that you forget. So you don't emphasize something negative in Hindi. Only if it is a positive sentence which doesn't have a no or a nahi, only then you can use a jana compound verb. So for example, if I want to say, I forget, then I would say, मैं भूल जाती हूँ. So that is a positive sentence. It doesn't have a nahi. So there I can emphasize it with a compound verb jana. But if it is a negative sentence, I don't forget, then I cannot say, मैं नहीं भूल जाता. I have to say, मैं नहीं भूलता. Or in my case, I would say, मैं नहीं भूलती. Probably the most common mistake which I have noticed among my students is the mistake that they begin the sentence with मैं and they end it with है. This is because they learn that there are certain pronouns like were, ye, which ends in है. And मैं is one of the pronouns which has a distinct ending हूँ. So they tend to forget it and they use है even for मैं. So it has to be मैं हूँ. When you begin with मैं, it has to end with हूँ. When you begin with यह or वह, it has to end with है. When you begin with हम or आप, ये or वे, it has to end with हैं. So these mistakes are completely normal. They show that you have started thinking in Hindi. Every mistake is a step towards fluency, so keep trying keep speaking, and keep learning.